It's so powerful what you just said. The illusion of choice surrounds us all the time. And I always love a restaurant analogy. If you go to a dinner here in London, the waiter come up and say, would you like still or sparkling water? And you look at him and you make a choice, and then you realize, I just bought something that I didn't want, right? Would you like red or white wine? It's like, well, actually, I'm not going to drink. Thank you very much. And so, and I just had a flashback after 9/11, they put all of the sweeping surveillance through with the CIA in the name of collectivism, right? So we gave up all of our individual rights to fight terrorism, or to fight this, and then again we've now just become just like them, like you said, just
exactly. How can we fight terrorism? Well, by giving up our liberties.
Right.
By allowing our government to take our liberties. Right. So now we don't have to worry about the terrorists taking away our liberties. We've just given them away.
Exactly.
To our own government. And since it's our own government, well, that's different, you see.
Right.
But that's how it works.
And supposedly the terrorists are attacking us because of our liberties, right? They don't like our liberties, or they don't like...
Oh, they don't care about our liberties.
You're right.
In fact, they love our liberties. They want to have those liberties, but they don't want us to have them.
Right. It's a power grab. That's really powerful, what you just said. And I think a lot of people are resonating with it. Ed, I always part of my brain used to always think, what is the difference? What is a fascist? I was thinking, what is a fascist versus a communist? And I could never really figure it out. And like you said, National Socialist Party for Hitler, all of this stuff is really clicking. I want to ask you about property rights, because whenever you hear of Marx, I always think about the abolition of property rights. When I think about freedom, I always associate with property rights, being able to own something. And I've gone deep on freedom of speech in the last few years, and also with a lot of the digital assets like Bitcoin, et cetera, people that can actually own something that a lot of times means that you can keep your freedoms. And if you can defend that property, sometimes with the right to bear arms, you can also keep those freedoms. How important is property ownership when it comes to this individualism versus collectivism argument?
Well, it's very, very important. And and as a matter of fact, it's one of the most difficult things I've had over the years to get my brain around, or to the point where I could explain it adequately to somebody. It's one of those things that you say, oh, I get it, I understand it now, and then it's gone. Oh, wait, where was I again? And go back and correct. And the reason it's so subtle is because it's not clear as to what ownership means. And until that word is sort of cleared up, then it's hard to come up with an answer to this question. So let's start with that. What is ownership? It's very simple. It has different definitions in different dictionaries, but they all boil down to one thing. Ownership is the legal right to have access and control to something tangible. They call that property. The legal right. Now, what does that mean, the legal right? Well, that means, if you want to strip it down to its fundamental, the right that is approved by the culture within which you live. And it's not all the same around the world. So we may say that our concept of property is better than somebody else's. And here in America, and most of North America, the idea of private ownership of property is well accepted as part of our culture. And it's one of the reasons I believe that we've always had in the past a high level of liberty, is because part of the property we need to be free is to be self-sustaining, to provide our own food, to take care of ourselves, and not to be dependent on the state. Because if we ever get to the point where we have to depend on the state for our food and shelter and healthcare and everything, well, then we have to be subservient to the state. He who pays the piper calls the tune. And that, in essence, is the whole answer to this question about property. If you don't have property, especially property over the things you need to survive, like your food, your land, you can grow food, you have property over your money, and so you can buy things, you have a house to live in or a place to live. If you don't have any of those things, then if you don't have property, you are property. That's the bottom line. Somebody owns those things, or in the context of controlling them, somebody owns them. They may not have a piece of paper that has their name on it and an address and say, I own that. But if you're a bureaucrat or a political leader or corporate leader, and you can have access to the corporation airplane or limousine or live in the villa that's provided for you, you don't have to have your name on a piece of paper to own it. You do own it because you have the right to access it exclusively if you wish. So with that understanding, we come back to the issue of, well, then, is all property the same? And this is where I had the biggest problem, and it's only recently that I was able to break through on that. And that is that, no, not all property is the same.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances, We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.